Hi, my name is Monty, DJ and Press Features, and welcome to part 3 of my series of how I started my own business. In this episode, we're going to Assets Toledo, which is a business that specializes in helping people start business. And we're talking to the executive director, Olivia Holden, about different business entities. Make sure you watch the other videos in my series and subscribe to my page. Thanks for joining me. I am here with Olivia Holden, who is the Executive Director of Assets Toledo. Thank you for participating. Tell us a little bit about Assets Toledo.
Thank you for having me. Assets Toledo was started in 1999, but with a little lady from Archibald, Ohio, in the Mennonite community. The Mennonite community was sending $12 to $18 million to third world countries. And so she just said, why not help empower low to moderate income persons in Toledo, Ohio? So that's how it started. The first ED, Phil Ebersol, got married and moved away, and I've been the second ED.
Okay.
And we've been here. But the goal was to empower people not to get a fish, but to be able to fish.
Right.
And so that was the whole premise of Assets Toledo. At that time, there were 10 other Mennonite assets throughout the United States and Europe.
Okay.
And so ours has been the most sustaining. There are only 2 left in the United States. And what we do, it's a 13-week, it's a nonprofit, it's a 13-week entrepreneurial training program. We meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 9, and it's offered, I got so many ANOs. We meet 3 times a year. The classes are offered 3 times a year, January, May, and September. At the end of those classes, the person gets a certificate. But during the classes, you learn about a number of things. You learn about insurance, taxes, legal entities, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
That's what we're going to talk about today, correct. How, if someone wanted to get involved in assets, how do they get involved?
They just phone Assets Toledo at 419-251-9870. And I talk to everybody for the most part and explain what we do and how we do.
Okay. All right. So today we are going to talk about the different business entities, from LLC to corporations. How many business entities are there? Just the short version. I know there could be numerous, but the short version.
Well, about 7 or 8.
Okay. And they are?
LLC, sole proprietor, S Corp, Delaware Corp, and others.
Okay. So tell a little. I know during class, because I'm taking a class right now. So during class we talked a little bit about. So give a brief description of what a LLC is.
LLC is a fairly new in the legal entity, because it was started maybe 10 or 15 years ago, where the others have been around for the duration. But it's limited liability corporation. And that limited liability corporation separates, you are limited as to what you do on the business end, and there is a glass shield between the business and the personal. Okay. So if someone were to sue you, they cannot sue you personally. They can sue you with the probability they will not prevail. So what happens is, if someone, that glass shield prevents that, it's a separation of personal and business, always, as it should be in business. So you file with the state of Ohio. When you register your name, you just file there and you can become an LLC. And it's so simple. No one should be paying anything, because you can go online to the Ohio Secretary of State, fill out the form. But the beauty of it is you can have one person, two persons, or three persons in this entity of the LLC, where you can have partners. That's the beauty of that LLC.
Right. Okay. And I know we talked a little bit last week about like 501 or 503 and
Okay.
503c.
If you want
or
to be
nonprofits, I should say.
a nonprofit, that nonprofit status is you go through the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. The Secretary of State here on that form says you can check if you want to be a nonprofit. They cannot certify you as a nonprofit. That what that is, it is an indicator that you plan to become a nonprofit through the IRS.
Okay.
Because there are some disadvantages or advantages. I don't know the disadvantages so much, but there are two sets of criteria that you can benefit from.
Okay. So, and I know we talked, your preference is LLC because it protects your personal assets from your business assets,
Right.
right?
In the matter of negligence, if you're negligent in the business, they can't come after your personal assets.
All right.
And that's the beauty of it. You can be a partnership and be an LLC. You can be a single person and be an LLC. Or you can have 20 people and still be the LLC.
And then we talked a little bit about sole proprietor as well, and that was tell us a little bit about
A sole proprietor is a person who is just the one entity themselves. You can go and hang your name out or shingle out tomorrow if you want to and be a sole proprietor. The disadvantages to that is if there's a liability or a lawsuit, you can be sued personally.
Right.
The other liability is the taxation on both. Well, you have to look at, or you should look at all of those. The taxation for a sole proprietor is you're going to be taxed twice. You're going to be taxed first as an individual, as an employee. Then you're going to be taxed as a business owner.
Right.
So whatever you have coming in, you're going to be taxed on it.
Right.
And whatever you have going out, you're going to be taxed as a sole proprietor. That is not the best way to go, in my opinion.
Right. Right. Again, we always tell people to, seek legal counsel. And this is just a little bit of just explanation of the different type of business entities. Again, this is Olivia Holden, Executive Director. I must know. Yeah, Executive Director of Assets Toledo. And tell them again, if they wanted to come to Assets, how do they get in touch?
They just phone Assets Toledo at 419-251-9870. You have to register for the classes. And then as this class has started in January, what we do is put you on the list. And then when it's time for the next class, we contact you, tell you when it starts, and you come and just become the family, a member of the family. And we have over 2,900, it's more than that, members of the family, and I don't divorce anybody.
And if you don't understand what she means by family, is once you go through the class, you become a mentor, so to say. So we build in a community. So if you want to start a business and there's people who have the same business, you have people that kind of help you get from where you are to the next level. And that's one of the benefits to taking this class. So no matter where you are in the country, look for opportunities like that. That's part of the networking that I talked about. So again, thank you for sharing your information. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.